Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today I am going to follow through on some ideas that I had a couple of weeks ago in the garden. I'm going to be putting in some more miniature daffodils and candytuft into my patio area up in the backyard. So come with me, let's take care of this. You remember a week or two ago I was talking about daffodils in the backyard. I was admiring the ones we already have, and I was dreaming about putting more into these tiered gardens and putting some more candytuft with them. I was inspired by the candytuft that we already have and the daffodils we already have. I was at Lowe's the other day and they had little cups of tete-a-tete daffodils, which is what I already have back in this garden. And they had both quarts and gallons of candytuft. I went ahead and got the gallons because they were only $3 more, less than twice the price of the quarts, and they were more than twice the size of the quarts. So I got 6 candytufts and 10 daffodil clumps, and so I'm going to focus on spreading them into the patio area first, because that's where I've already established tete-a-tete daffodils as the main spring theme. So I'm going to just complete the tete-a-tetes across this patio area, and I'm going to place the candytuft along the front of this new wall as my first priority. I did say in that previous video that I was thinking about more candytuft down the hill on the tiered beds backed by larger King Alfred daffodils to match the King Alfreds that we have over there. But I didn't buy enough candytuft to do that, and I didn't buy any King Alfreds. I'll just buy bulbs in the fall and take care of that project in the fall, and next spring I'll get more candytuft for down there. But for now, I'm just going to take care of the part up here by the patio garden. I'll tell you what, it's such a joy, and it didn't go unnoticed by me that we had such beautiful weather to work with on this day. I think this was filmed on the 20th of March, and it was just this clear, bright day, cool breeze in the shade, warm sun, wearing a black top really kept you warm enough. And it was just such a joy to be able to spread around this cheerful daffodil and candytuft color and really make this upper patio area something really special. So I've placed the 10 clumps of daffodils and 5 of the 6 clumps of candytuft. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the 6th one. If I put it on that side of the steps, then those 3 will become 4 and it'll be closer together than these 2. If I put it on this side of the steps, then I'll have 3 and 3, but these will be much closer together than those, and I would be missing one. I don't know. I might put 3 and 3 and then just pull those closer together, maybe. Not have them go so far down the wall. Maybe I'll just have to go buy a couple of more. I think I do want at least 2 more of the tete-a-tete because I didn't get enough to go around the back of the table. So yeah, to carry out the vision, I think I need a couple of more tete-a-tetes and maybe 1 more of the candytuft. I don't know. Let me fuss with the spacing again. I think I need 1 more candytuft, 2 or 3 more daffodils. Although I could take a candytuft from the bottom tier, just move it up here. I could do that. I don't know if these are the same variety as the candytuft I already have. In fact, the ones I already have, I have 6 plants of them, and I think I have 3 different varieties, and I can't tell the difference. After they live in my soil for a year or 2, I think they're all going to look similar to each other, certainly close enough. But right now, the new ones look a little bit lighter green, more yellow green, and their flowers are not open right now, but the ones that are open are not quite as bright white as that established clump up there. But I think that's where things are going to go. I need to go inside and eat lunch and change my shoes before I try to plant anything out here, but I'll be back soon. All right, so I finished my lunch. I do want to mention a couple of new things that I have this season. First of all, my new hat for 2023. I don't know if you have noticed this about my channel, but I like to wear hats because of sun protection and also covering up bedhead and other reasons. But I usually just make a fun thing of buying a new hat each season. And this is mine for 2023. I got it at Duluth Trading Company online. I will put a link down below if you're interested in it. I really like it. It has a wire edge, so you can kind of, you know, shape it however you want. Also, it has this pretty little bow on the back, and it does have adjusting straps inside, so you can make it tighter or looser depending on what you need to fit your own head. So that's my new hat for 2023. Oh, also it's like super like foldable, packable, and washable, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it's polyester and cotton, so it'll pop right into the laundry as needed. Okay, and then the other new thing that I got this year are these work boots from HISEA. They reached out to me. These were a gift from them in exchange for me telling you what I think of them. Well, first of all, I wear a size 9 or 9.5 shoe, 9 wide sometimes, depending on the shoe, what style it is. For these, I went up to a 10, and it was the right move for me because of my wide feet. So size up if you're worried a little bit about it. Also, they had reached out to me last year and offered me some free boots, and I declined because I need to have arch support in my feet because I have had off and on plantar fasciitis problems in my feet. So I had turned them down before and told them that the reason was because I needed special arches in my shoes. Well, they reached out to me again a couple of weeks ago and said that they had this new shoe or boot that does have more arch support in it than their regular ones. So I said yes, I would give it a shot and let them know what I think of it. These are women's size 10. These are the black color. They are waterproof, they are extra insulated for warmth, and they are strong traction. So today, first day of spring, we're having a bright blue sky, no rain, no snow. So I'm not sure I'm going to actually be really able to put these through the paces this season because we're hopefully past when it's going to snow here in Maryland, hopefully. But we're certainly going to be getting rain. It'll be muddy, and I do have a hill, and so it'll be nice to see how this traction works on wet grass on this hill, and also the waterproof feature of it and the insulation feature. So we're not done with our cold. We're just done, hopefully, with the snow. Anyway, so these are the shoes that I'm going to be wearing today. I'm going to take off my loafers that I started out in. And then let's just get to the planting. There's no special planting technique here. I'm just pulling back the mulch and then digging down a hole that's large enough to take the daffodil. I'm using Biotone starter fertilizer here. That helps all new plants really grow good root system because it encourages the mycorrhizae in the soil to multiply and really attach nicely onto the roots to create more root surface area. So I'm just putting the daffodils in. It's perfectly fine to plant daffodils and other spring bulbs while they're blooming, as long as you care for them and don't damage the roots. They really don't notice all that much. And so, yeah, you can do this with grape hyacinths or with tulips or regular hyacinths or any number of other spring flowering bulbs. The soil in this area is basically fill dirt that came out of the lower patio area that was excavated last fall, but it has had a lot of compost mixed in with it. It just got a little bit compacted when the guys were making my stone walls for me, so it's easy enough to loosen up here with just a hand spade. Again, the Candytuft is going into this soil. Candytuft likes well-drained soil, and so putting it in a retaining wall is a perfect spot for it. And again, Biotone starter fertilizer to help those roots really become established nicely. This particular plants that I'm putting in today have a lot of closed buds still, and so we will be enjoying those flowers instead of having them bloom out at the garden center. So I'm looking forward to the next few days for these blooms to really shine. Now, to finish filling out that front edge of the rock wall, I decided to go down to the lower tiered garden area and inspect the 4 Candytuft plants that I had down there. Now, these 4 plants had originally come from up in the same area where I've been planting the daffodils last fall, but I moved them down here while the guys were building the upper patio rock wall. So I found the plant, the one of the 4 of them that I thought looked the best and looked the most like the ones that I am planting from pots today. And I'm just digging it out by its roots and taking it up to fill out the front edge of the rock wall up at the top. And so that gives us 7 of the Candytufts across the front of that rock wall, and I think that when they fill in, they should get about 2 feet wide and about the same height that they are now, and they'll be gorgeous. All right, and so I decided to go ahead and split up one of these clumps of daffodils that had grown so fully and completely over the last few years. I just put my shovel down into the soil, being careful not to cut any of the bulbs themselves, but I got down beside them and then under them, and I was able to just lift out those bulbs out of the soil, and that clump had multiplied so thickly that I got a really nice grouping, actually 2 really nice groupings of bulbs out of there, and still left a very nicely sized clump there. And that let me fill out the rest of the patio bed behind the table. And so I don't need to go and buy any more plants now because I was able to get them out of the garden that I already had. I am really pleased with the way this garden is turning out. The springtime look here with the tete-a-tete daffodils and the Candytuft blooming at the same time is just magnificent. And I'm really pleased with the way it looks with the front of this rock border and sprinkled the daffodils throughout the garden. Let's take a look around. When you come home and you come up the driveway and you come through the gate and you look and you see these beautiful daffodils, and they're smiling their pretty little faces right at you because they're facing south, which is this direction where the fence is. So it's really a pleasing sight. And I love the Candytuft now that is scattered throughout along this rock wall edge, and a big clump up there and a littler clump and more daffodils and more Candytuft. I ended up taking this clump from the lower garden down there where I had 4 clumps. And it's just the right amount. I don't even think I need a 5th one over here. So 4 across this side, 2 at the top, and then 3 across this side. The daffodils sprinkled throughout the garden are looking really perky and happy. I believe each of these new clumps that I just planted have 5 bulbs in them. And I think that's what I started with on all these other established clumps as well. But over the last 3 or 4 years, they've established themselves, and some of them have really multiplied. You can see like this clump right here is just gloriously huge, and it happens to be blooming right alongside this pretty little spring ephemeral. I'm not sure exactly. I have to look it up and see what this is called, but it's just really pretty right here. And then you saw that I took this clump actually, and I dug up the front 2/3 of it, and I left the back third of it in place and just tucked them back in. And then with the front part of it, I divided it into two, and I got some to put over across the back here. And so now I have daffodils all throughout this little garden area, and it's just as sweet as can be. Please forgive the fact that I still have these hostas in this container, and I still haven't hooked up my permanent drip irrigation here. But daffodils and Candytuft, definitely a success. These boots from HISEA, they were very comfortable. I was a little bit worried because, as I said, I have issues with my feet and plantar fasciitis, and they were definitely higher arched than a garden boot without any arch support. The other thing about them is that the rubber on it goes up past your ankle bone, and so that provides support to your ankles as well. That makes them a little bit tight to get on and off, so you definitely, if you're a half size, you're going to want to go a size up so that you don't have any trouble getting them on and off. But I'm really pleased with them so far. Now, I can't speak to their durability. I've only worn them the once today. I'm going to be wearing them throughout the spring season as, you know, in wet weather, or if I need something slip on. Hey guys, Editing Jenny here. I just wanted to pop in and say that since I filmed this day, I've worn the boots 2 other days. One where we were dealing with really wet weeding situation, and another where I was just working in the garden, and every time I've worn them, they've been very, very comfortable. They're warm, but not too warm, at least not yet so far in the season. They're definitely waterproof, and they definitely are comfortable for wearing, even for me with my need for arch support. So I do recommend these boots. They're very, very comfortable compared to other gardening boots that I've tried in the past. So I'll be continuing to wear them throughout this gardening season, and hopefully next winter, if we have any sort of icy conditions or snow where I need to be doing anything, I'm thinking these would be a great snow boot as well because such good traction, and they're very warm. Although, you know, it's not exactly a winter day today. So anyway, so I do recommend them. I have a coupon code and a link if you'd like to try them out for yourself. Look down in the description box down below, and I just want to say thank you again to HISEA for sending these out to me. So give them a shot if you want. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you really liked the daffodils and Candytuft spread throughout this garden as much as I do. I just think it's so pretty, and I'm glad that I went ahead and got them now while they're blooming so that I can enjoy this garden this season rather than waiting until next year for it. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I hope you'll see me again in another video real soon, friends. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.